Welcome to your Northwest Arkansas Market Update. This is for February 2024, talking about what happened in January. Tim Moldenhauer here with Remax Associates. January was another great month. Looking at residential sales, we had 526 new residential sales between Benton and Washington County. This is down from the 689 homes that were sold in December. But the good news is it's actually up slightly from the sales that we saw in January 2023, which that was 487. So we gained a few percentage points there, which is fantastic. So people are always asking what's happening to prices. In the winter, we're typically going to see a little bit lower price per square foot and lower pricing for homes. That's just kind of a part of the trend. So let's just dive into prices. January 2024, the average sales price for a home was $404,000. Now, this is down from December's $411,000, but it's an increase from last January. So last January, the average home sold at $388,000. This January, it sold at $404,000. So prices are still appreciating in the Northwest Arkansas area. Interest rates throughout the month of January and even continuing into February were either right at 7% or a little bit below. It depends on where you shop around. So it's still kind of putting a cramp on affordability for us in the area. Now, as far as time on the market, this year is taking a little bit longer to sell a home than last year. Last January, it took on average 65 days from the time you listed your home to the time it closed. This year is taking about 95 days. So just prepare for that extra month in your planning if you're going to be selling this year. One of the things we always check is how are the pending contracts are doing. By looking at what homes went pending in January, we can kind of forecast February sales and kind of see how the demand is coming along. Last month, we had 114 new pending contracts in January. This is an increase from December, which 639 went under contract. Then it's actually a little bit down from the previous January. Last year was 817, this year's 814. So hard to determine the difference between those two. But it's setting up a good amount of sales for this month. Now, going into inventory, we currently have 1,898 active homes on the market between Benton and Washington County. And right now, if you track the last 6 months, how many homes have sold, we're tracking about 722 homes per month. So to determine the month supply, what we do is we take that 722 into 898, and this is going to give us that we have 2.6 months of inventory. So right now, this is still considered a seller's market, and until we start reaching maybe the 4.5 to 5.5 range, and then it becomes more of a level playing field. So, kind of expect that to continue throughout the year of staying as a seller's market. One of the things that comes with being in a seller's market is multiple offers. On homes that are priced well, that are especially ready to go, we are still seeing multiple offers. So if you're buying, make sure to pay attention to that. And if you are selling this year, you might consider how well you price it to maybe choose from the best offer, especially if you have a situation that you might want to dictate your terms as far as moving or having some delayed occupancy. Pricing can be key in getting those offers where you get to dictate your own terms. Okay, so looking ahead, what does this mean? Well, a lot of people are predicting that it's going to get a little bit cheaper to borrow money. So right now, of course, we're in the 6.5% to 7% range, but a lot of people are predicting that it may go down to about 5.5%. I want you to ask yourself, what happens to this market when we're already in a seller's market and rates come down further? We know it's going to allow more buyers to enter the market, and we hope it's going to allow more sellers to sell and provide more inventory to the market. But either way, it's going to probably stay as tight as it is. It could cause prices to go up even more than they're predicted. So if you're on the fence about buying, sit down with somebody and do the math on what is the cost of the payment now? What will the payment be if I waited? And that spread between those two payments, look at it as far as like, if I waited a year, what is that house appreciation? And does it make sense to wait, or am I better off to buy now at the present payment and capture all that appreciation yourself? The answer is going to be different for everybody. but it's just a math problem to look at to see what's the better investment, to wait or to buy now. So in conclusion, we're in a great area. People are coming every day. I had a conversation yesterday with somebody from Charleston that had lived in San Diego, New York, Philly, and a couple other places. And they said that they've been here about a year and this is their place. This is where they're staying. And so whenever I hear that, it just tells me we're in a good spot. People are going to keep coming. And that's good for real estate. It's good for house prices. It's good for your investment. So if you need anything, feel free to reach out. And thank you for listening to this market update.